Hello. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. Hi, Christina. Tonight I'm going to introduce a new program that I'm going to offer for my customers where I will I will send you a free class, all the ingredients to make the 3 cards I show here. If you purchase $40 or more at my online store, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net. My name's Kathy Schmitt, and I am the backyard stamper, and I live in New Hampshire, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So let me show you this bundle that we're going to use for this free class. It is called the Nests of Winter Sweet Collection. And the collection, you can order the collection for one code number right here. It's on page 31 of the new September through December 2024 mini catalog. So if you order the whole suite, then you get everything that's pictured. You get the stamp set, the set of dies, the birchwood embossing folder, which I will show you how awesome that is, 3 different colors of linen thread, some embellishments, earth tones, shimmer gems, and this beautiful Nests of Winter DSP. Of course, you can also just buy them a la carte. You can buy the bundle and save 10%, and that would be the stamp set and the dies. So if the bundle's down here. So this code here is for the whole suite, and then the bundle code here that has the 10% bundled savings is this code, and then everything else is kind of a la carte. So that's what we're going to use to make the 3 cards. I'm really excited about this. And here is the stamp set. It's so cute. And the dies are really impressive. They have, of course, they have the dies that cut out the images, the birds, and some bough branches, some pussy willow branches, and this garland here. But they also have this standalone one, which you can use to create a background, like I did here. You can also use it as a stencil so that you end up coloring. I guess that one was the one I colored, and then this one I just cut out and just left it like that, so it frames it up nicely. So pretty cool. And I just love the stamp set. It's one of the things I like about it is it's winter, but it's not holiday. So all the 3 cards that I am making tonight, you can certainly turn them into holiday cards. So all you'd have to do is switch up the greetings. Here is the embossing folder that we're going to use. It's the Birchwood 3D supersized embossing folder. I love these big ones because you can actually do, this is 8.5 inches, but there's a little bit that you miss at the top. So if you cut your paper at 8 inches, you're going to be able to get a whole panel, and then you could cut it in half. It would go this way. Your birch would go that way if you did it that way. But pretty neat. Here's the linen thread. You get 3 colors. It's Cajun Craze, Garden Green, and Misty Moonlight. So that's pretty nice. And the DSP, you get, it's 12 by 12, and you get these pattern pieces. So this is I just did them so that they're all ready to go. I don't have to flip them over to show you. So we're going to use this one, and we're going to use this one here. Let's see here. That's the back side, and that. This is like a beautiful scenery page. It's 12 by 12, so one whole side has all this across, and then the other side. So you could just zip it right in half and then cut it into 4-inch panels, and you've got 6 cards ready to go. Just add a little doodad there. Or it's great for scrapbooking too. Look at this nice birch. It's so realistic. and some beautiful pussy willows, and we're back to the beginning. So that's the DSP. Oh, I guess this was the last page. Sorry. So the birds here, this is the DSP, but I actually colored them here. But I got my inspiration by looking at the designer paper, because I never know what color to color the birds. So the code number, this paper's Nests of Winter, and it's the code numbers right there, 164183. And the last part of the suite are these earth tone gems, which are, everybody will get like a strip in their kit. So plenty of gems. So let me show you how the kits look when they come in. Let me move that stuff out of the way. I'm just going to set my cards up here. Okay, so the kits are going to look like this. They're all divided up, and everything is cut or punched, ready to go for you, with a few exceptions, because there's a couple things that I'm going to have you do. So these are the 3 card packages, and what we're going to do is start right off, and I'm going to do the Coastal Cabana one first. So here are my supplies. So this, everything that you see in here is right here. So I'm just going to set my kit aside. And I have a sample there. So what I've done is I've already embossed. This is crumb cake, and it measures 3.5 by 4. So this will come embossed for you. And then you're going to need, you get 2 pieces. One is for the inside of the card, and one is to do your die cutting and your sentiment. So what I am going to do is I'm going to just fold the paper. I did not score these because you don't need to really score it if you're folding it this direction. It's when you're doing the top, the portrait style, that you really need to score it, because that's going against the grain. But this is with the grain, so it folds up nice and easy. And then this piece will go on the inside, so I'm going to just set that aside so I don't lose it. And this is going to go here. So the first thing we have to do is our stamping. So I've got this beautiful bird stamp, and I just have to move something. Something is right on the edge of my table, and if that falls, that will be sad. Okay, there. So, my string. Let me put my things up there. So here we go. So I got plenty of room to do your image, and then your sentiment. And so for this card, I chose Thinking of You Always. And let me just get my card over here a little closer to me so that I can reach all my stuff here. Thinking of You Always is right here. And I'm going to stamp it kind of to the bottom so that I can just cut that right across. And you've got plenty of room if you need to flip it over or, do a redo. And so now we're going to color. And some dimensionals. So following the sample that I did, I used some light Summer Splash, which is really close to Coastal Cabana. So that was nice. And I'm just gonna do, I decided I liked it better if I do the lighter color first. So let me switch over to my pool party. So I'm just gonna do the whole head area here. And the leaves. And this little part here. All of that gets colored. And I'll do this side too. this card goes together so quickly because there's really not a lot of coloring. It's okay to leave it some white space. So then I'm going to come in with my Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to just go over the artist lines there and let that blend in to show some definition here on the bird. And there's a little bit of the tail there and a little tiny bit there. Okay, so, and then I'll just come back with my light pool party and blend that together. So I used light summer splash and light pool party. Easy, easy to color. So I'm just going back over the dark areas to blend them in. There. All right, and then for the belly area, I've got my light and dark Daffodil Delight. And I'm gonna again do my light, and I just kind of like fluffed it all around. This one here I got a little big in my area, but I wanted to keep it a little smaller on this one. And then I'm just gonna do my artist lines here with the dark. And that's pretty much done right there. So then I'm going to use my light cherry cobbler and color in all my berries. And I just colored the whole thing with the light, and then I'm gonna just do a little bit of dark, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. And that's quick and easy coloring this card. This is a great one to reproduce at Christmas and just change up your sentiments and give a different color for your Christmas palette. All right, so that was the light cherry cobbler. Here's the dark cherry cobbler. And all I'm gonna do is just make a C, kind of like a backwards C, along the bottom of each one. See how I just did that? Let me show. That you just do that little C. Oops, I think I went too close to the camera. Sorry, there it is. Oh, okay, so, and then I'm just gonna continue all my way around and just make some little C's at the bottom or somewhere near the bottom of the berry. Doesn't matter what's really the bottom and the top, actually. There. So that looks pretty realistic now with the berries. And the last thing is to just do your branch. And I'll give you a little tip here. On these little skinny ones, I find if you start where the smaller end is and go back, it's easier to get that. And the reason is like, for me, I have a hard time like picking it up in time to not get it past the end line. So if I start here and I just like take a little swish, then I don't have to worry about that. So that's just a little tip if you find yourself going over at the ends. But you know, it is a handmade card, so is anybody really looking that closely? And the last thing is, let me get rid of these. I've got Misty Moonlight for the beak, which is kind of fun, but it almost looks like a dark gray or a black. There. And again, I just took the color inspiration from the designer paper. And see how I just kind of did my color inspiration that way. All right, so now what we're going to do is die cut this out. The die fits this bird perfectly. And before I do that, I want to cut this down. And let me get my paper trimmer. And I'm just cutting it in a rectangle. So I'm not going to cut that for you, so that if you do make a mistake, you've got plenty here to fix it or redo. Or if you want a different sentiment too, you've got plenty of room for a larger sentiment. There. So that's all done. My sentiment. And then I thought it was kind of neat to color in where the words were. Oh, my cap on my pool party is like stuck together. So I just did like some light pool party right over my words. There. Kind of like, I mean, you could do it with the blending brush too, but I thought it was kind of a neat way to just show a different technique. There. All right, so then we're going to die cut this, and I have that all ready to go. So you're going to just run this through your emboss machine. Hi, Janet. And the sandwich is plate 1, thin die adapter plate 2, plate number 3. Then you're going to do your cardstock and your die, a little washi tape to hold it in place, and a clear plate 3. So that's my sandwich. And now I've got my pieces all ready. Let me do this inside. And for this one, I did the pool party swirlies, so with my blending brush. And that stamp set, that sentiment is not in this stamp set. It is part of the stamp set throughout the year. And this is available as an online exclusive. And the number is 162312. And it's really sentiments for the entire year. But I use this, you mean so much, all the time, because you can use it for happiest birthdays, best of luck, be my Valentine, you know, thank you, cheers to you in the new year. You know, you can just use it all the time. So that's what I chose for the inside of my card. And so when I'm doing the pool party, I'm going to just tap it off into my lid there and do some swirls here. Yeah, just enough. Just enough. And then I'm going to ink up my stamp with the Memento Black. And I think that might not be straight. Oh, it is. Okay. Oops, I set that down. So, let me move my chamois back to where I normally have it so I'm not looking for it. All right, so this is my sample. So my card's right here. So let me start, we'll put this one together and this card will be done. All right, and then we're going to, I'm gonna use some liquid glue. You can use your adhesive of choice, but I find when it's embossed, especially one of the 3D ones where it's a little bit deeper, you might want to use glue. So this embossing folder is really interesting because this is the emboss side, the one that side that has Stampin' Up on it, and this is the deboss side, and they both look pretty cool. So you can select which side you want to use when you make your cards. All right, so I'm just kind of putting that in the center. And while that's drying, let me put a block on it. This is what I like to do when my they're drying. And let's get these ready. This needs some pop-ups. So dimensionals. I'm going to put 3 just so I don't get saggies. And we'll pop this guy up. And if you ended up getting the stamp set but not the dies, this can be fussy cut. Or if you wanted to just get the designer paper, you can cut the birds out of the designer paper. We are using a lot of the designer paper in these cards. Not everything, but you know, I don't know why, but my cards keep going on crooked, but that's gonna stay like that. All right, so here we go. We're just gonna put our dimensionals here. We're gonna put our birds up at the top, like that. And my dimensional here. Like that. And you can move it over a little. I kind of like it a little off center. This one I went that way, but I like it a little bit this way to balance. I don't know if that's crooked or not. It kind of looks like it is, but I'm going with it. All right, so now in your package you get, you're going to get about 20 inches of the green linen thread and about 20 inches of the blue, or 10 inches of the blue. Nope, 20. And so plenty to do a bow. So I did green on this one. I'm going to see what it looks like with the blue, because I did use Misty Moonlight on the beak, but also to just break up a little bit of the same. So we want to make it a little different. I think the blue will look nice. So what do you think? The green or the blue? Here's the green. So what do you think? You know, I kind of think the green does look better. Oh, Caroline, thanks. All right, so Caroline says blue. Well, we're going to go with blue then. So thank you for answering. All right, so I like with linen thread, I really like to leave the tails a little longer. When it's ribbon, I don't, because the tails kind of get out of control. And then to attach your ribbon, and just took a little glue dot and rolled it up, and for some reason this one is already stuck to my finger. That might already had a glue dot on it. I don't know how, but all right. Oh, there. Oh, I like that. But we do need some gems. We need some bling bling. So you're going to get a strip, and you can use them any way you want. Any color scheme. Oh yes, I agree. It makes it pop. And so I think what I'm going to do is okay, I used a different color over there, so I'm going to do some white. And like that. Maybe one up here. There. All right, so that's card number 1. Pretty easy. And you got your inside, and this one's ready to go. All right, so let's set that aside. Pick up my string, because we're going to need this stuff later. And put this one away, and I'll cut that out later. All right, cranking right along. Let's do our sending thanks and much love card. A friend like you brings me happiness. It's just such beautiful sayings. All right, so here's what you're going to get in this package. Oh, this is the kit. Yes, so this is the kit, how the kit comes. I've already got the kit out of the baggie, so I didn't have to crinkle it. So you're going to get 2 pieces of white. Let me show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, so here's my sample. Let me put that there. move this here, move this over. All right, we're ready to roll. All right, so this is how this card goes. So you're gonna have it, one is for the inside, all right, and this is gonna be folded. So again, just fold it in half, make your corners kiss, and use your bone folder, and it gives you a nice crisp fold. All right, so this one's going inside. Let me put that there. Then you're gonna get a piece of crumb cake that's cut 4 by 3 3/4. So careful how you put that. It's the 4 is going to be at the top. You're going to get one piece, a 2-inch piece, 2 by 4 of the Pussy Willows, and you're going to cut it in half. So, and it's a little bit bigger. So this space really is about 3/4. But you know, I found it really hard to get it just right so that there was no green showing in the gap. I didn't want the gap. So I'm going to put my strips down first and just let my crumb cake overlap. And we're going to just give ourselves a nice even border all the way around. Okay. And this one too. And I'm not gonna like pat it down hard because I might have to, you never know if you have to move it or not, but this can go right on top. So that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that down. All right, so about, you know, you're going to have about 3/4 showing on each side. Okay, so that's the front. And then your other piece is going to go inside, like I said. All right, so let me move your package aside. And for this piece, we are going to stamp, we're going to cut it down. So you guys will need to do that because I wasn't sure what sentiment that you might want to use. And if I cut it, then you're kind of limited. So if you cut it, the sky's the limit on your sentiment. So the greenery is going to go top to bottom like this. All right. Maybe I meant to cut that actually. Let's see how this works out. I think I meant to cut it for you, so I might have to do that, but we'll see what it looks like. And I'm just gonna stamp it at the bottom, and I'm going to fussy cut that around, kind of to show the ins and outs of the sentiment. I thought that looked kind of nice. And let's close up. Oh, let me do the inside too. A friend like you brings me happiness. The only thing with these long ones are it's hard to get the, it could be operator error, but it's hard to get the ink the same from the middle to the end. It seems like sometimes my ends look a whole lot darker than my middle. A little bit. I don't know if it's just that it's hard to hold on to because of the size. Not sure. All right. So that was cherry cobbler, by the way. I don't know if I said that. All right. So now this is done. Let's go ahead and put that inside so we keep our area clean. Haha. Usually my area is not clean. But I am trying to do better because it's just, I'm so much more productive if I, you know, am not crazy with my workspace. Okay, so this is going to be 3/4. Is that what I said? Hold on one second. Let me grab my ruler here. Oh no, 3.5 by 3/4. So I need 3.5. Ooh, I cut that close. I will cut this for you because I cut that kind of close. All right, and then this is going to be 3 1/4. So just so there's no misunderstanding or anything, that piece will be cut. So now that fits perfectly there. So let's do our stamping. And this one has a lot of coloring, but it's mostly greenery, so it seems like a lot, but it's quick coloring because it's greenery. All right, so, and I'm gonna do like at the top, so you want to put like the stamp, the stamp at the top, but still on the edge of your paper, obviously. And then re-ink and do the same thing on the bottom. Now, if it's easier for you to see it this way, do it that way, or just flip the paper around. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way so that I can see without putting my head in the camera. There. All right. So see how simple these images stamp so nicely. All right. So I used some different greens. That's a blue, I think. Summer Splash. Yep. All right. So I didn't use many. I just used light and dark shaded spruce. So I didn't really use a whole lot. So I am just going to do all the leaves in light shaded spruce right now. And I'm just going to go around, and I will come back in and do the dark over where I need to. So, have you guys seen the new catalog? Have you purchased from the new catalog? I did not get up at 2 o'clock when it went live on the East Coast. I have done that in the past, but this time I got up at my regular work time and just went on the computer before I went to work. I didn't really, I got some stuff out of the scrapbooking. That was really exciting. So my customers are really going to be happy with the offerings. You know, with the two-tone cardstock and stuff, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to do a craft fair this fall. So I'll show you one of the things I ordered out of the scrapbooking here after I get done with these cards, because I think it's going to be great for craft fairs. And it's one that can stay in the collection all the time. The wreath stamp is from this Winterly Treetops stamp set. So everything I'm using, with the exception of the inside sentiments on this card here, is so far from, this is not, but all the others are sending thanks and much love, thinking of you always, and a friend like you brings me happiness. So everything that I've been using is from the stamp set. It's a bundle, and they have coordinating dies, and there's also DSP that some of the dies cut out too. So it's a beautiful set for not just winter. So see what I mean about quick coloring? I'm just like doing a splash of Summer Splash. Get it? Oh, I'm not even using Summer Splash. That was a bad joke. It's shaded spruce. I was tempted to get the new ornament kit too, but I need to check my schedule to see if I can fit in a class to make them. I do in-person classes most of the time, so I like to, you know, get the stuff that my customers are going to enjoy using. We meet twice a month, so I run out of time to show everything sometimes. All right, so now I'm just going to hit the dark. Oh, that's great. I just got in today, Janet. I got the cauldron potions, something. Potions, the dies, just the dies. I did not get the stamp set. And I'm going to make little treat bags for my coworkers. It will, I saw, you know, you just kind of make a box out of the cauldron, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. And so on these other leaves, I'm just gonna kind of fill in where I missed a little with the white maybe, and so some is gonna be at the base, some's gonna be at the top, and it will make it look like we've got some different color leaves going on here, even though most of them are the same. And the bigger leaves, I added a lot more color too. So kind of like that. I call that down and dirty coloring. So same thing here. I'm just gonna go over just some highlights and then random on these leaves, kind of filling in if I missed any of the leaf or I wanted to add some at the tip or the base. Whatever makes you happy, as Bob Ross would say, so that we have some happy little leaves. Okay, so this is almost done. I know it's painful to watch. Watch somebody coloring. All right, so then we're back to the berries, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Do all the light cranberry first. I just did the whole thing. And then I'm going to come in with the dark and make a C, like a letter C. I guess it's a backwards C though, isn't it? All right, almost done, guys, almost done. Now there is a die to cut these branches out, and I'll show you what that looks like. It makes a really pretty card. I don't have it right here. I have to just, let me finish this first, and then I'll show you, because I don't want to move my chair around too much and make a bunch of noise. So see how I'm just making a little C at the bottom, and it kind of is enough to give it a little bit of definition. But remember, it's just cards. You can also put some gems on there too, but the packet doesn't come with red gems, so that's why I opted not. You can color your gems and make them red, but I don't know, that seemed like a little bit too much work. All right, I looked quickly for that card. I don't see it right here, but we're moving on. So let me just attach this, and card number 2 is just about done. So I opted to cut out the sentiment because I didn't want to worry about trying to fit it in, and then what if you mess up, and you know, so I just did it this way. And you know, it's fun to have a little design. So to fussy cut, you just kind of go in and out. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just, you know, kind of, you're just making the shape look interesting by following the letters. In and out, round your corners, and then down here it's straight, but I kind of still did a little wiggle because I thought it might look kind of funny if that was straight. So see, just a little wiggle right there. All right, so that's gonna get popped up. Oh, thank you, guys. I'm glad you like the cards. All right, so put that like that. I got that crooked too. I think it's because on the angle of the camera. Couldn't possibly be operator error twice, could it? All right, and we need our bow, and luckily I already have a green bow made. So when you get your string, tie your bow and then trim it off, and you'll have the remainder of the string to tie your second bow. So that's gonna go there. I don't quite have enough room on the white, so I'm just gonna pop it underneath it. This would really look good with cherry cobbler, but we don't have cherry cobbler twine in this packet. Ooh, I like that better. Okay, that's where it's gonna go. Here's my glue dot box. Oop, and I have my glue dot already. So let's just put a little wad of glue dot, and I'll put my tape. Yeah, that looks good. Interesting. And then we're gonna add some bling. So let me get my bling package out, and see on this one, I put them there, but I just kind of covered that spot up. So I'm just gonna go a little bit more random this time. Or maybe I don't know if I can do random. I'll do that even though it's gonna be partially hidden there. Because you guys might wanna put your bow somewhere else. There, that looks good. And I still have 3 elements, 1, 2, and the bow is 3. But I like that bow off to the side like that. All right, card number 2 is done. Oh, you know what? That needs some Wink Stella. It certainly does. And hopefully my Wink Stella doesn't kind of like go all over the place, because, you know, I refill them, and so sometimes they run amok. Oh, that looks good. Very sparkly. So if you had some red rhinestones, you could put them there instead of putting where the berries are. But yeah. The thing about these cards too is they're not real high as far as postage wise. Sometimes when you put a lot of embellishments on, you add to the cost of the card. And with postage being so expensive, it's like, ooh, I don't know if I want to add too much if I'm mailing out a whole bunch of cards. Yeah, that adds just enough. All right, so the camera doesn't show it that good, but I hope you can see it, the Wink Stella. All right, so that's card number 2, and we have one more. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah, these were fun to make. This next one, I think, is going to wow you. So, it looks harder than it is, I promise. So, here's the packet. And the packet's we're going to use designer paper. So, these are not stamped images. These are cut from the designer paper. I can't send stamped images, so I just wanted to make sure you knew. So the way it's going to look is you're going to get 2 pieces of white. Let's show you right here. 2 pieces of white. One is for the inside because this card opens with the window and then pulls open that way. Okay? So this piece, the outside is thick basic white. The inside is regular basic white. So let me show you how we do this. I think this is just so awesome. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you get your packet is I'm going to have this cut for you. Okay, I just wanted to show you how I did it. I did not tape this down, so your piece is going to be separate from your base. See, there's the base, but you can line it up. It's not hard. So I just want to show you how I did the whole process. So this is going to be cut out just like that. Now you can adhere it. And the reason I didn't adhere it for you is I didn't want this to accidentally get attached to that piece. So, because we're going to use both of those pieces. Okay, so I've got my, oops, need a little bit right there. All right, so it's an easy lineup because first you're going to look at obviously the shape, but also you're doing, it's a regular card. Yep, I got it. It looks like it was crooked, but I got it just right. So not hard at all. So again, you're gonna just fold your card. This one might be scored for you, because it will be scored, because I need to know where to put my circle to cut for you. Now this is the piece that's going to go right back in the window. See, so I'm going to fit it right in there for the moment. And from this piece, I'm using my stylish shapes, and I'm cutting a slightly smaller circle, because right now they're the same size. So I need to have, you know, something that will layer. So I use that white and cut out my stylish shapes. So this will already be cut for you. I just wanted to show you the whole process. And then from here, let's do our next folded piece, which is the regular basic white. I did not score this for you because I'm going to show you how easy this is. You fold it in half. This measures 5 1/4 by 8. 5 1/4 by 8. You're going to fold it at 4, and then you're going to fold it back on itself and just make the corners kiss. And that's it. And there's my little backward Z fold. Okay, so that's going to go in just like that, and this is going to go like that. Now, what I want to do is, first off, let me adhere this. All right, so this is, use it just like a layering piece where you're going to have 1/8 of an inch all the way around, because it's cut 1/4 inch smaller. So even though it's white, which makes it a little harder to see white on white, but I think that's okay. All right, so I've got my piece. I haven't adhered anything, so you want to stick this down first, because if you get it off, then your piece won't line up, and you need this to fit right in the window. So through the window, you're going to add some adhesive on just that half of the white that's showing. Fit your paper right in where, so the design matches and lines up. It's pretty easy because the birch trees, you know, have definite lines that you can follow. So there's that. So far, so good. All right, and then, so now for our doodads, all I'm going to do here, so I brought in, you can use any sentiment. You can use any of the sentiment. The sending thanks with much love would work. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring in these, because I haven't given them the love that they deserve. Let me see here. I had the package right here. Oh, yeah. And I looked up to make sure they are still available. This is the Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Embossing Folder. Let me just show you how neat this is. So it's an embossing folder that die cuts and embosses the words for you. And so the way I did this is I inked the whole embossing folder, not the whole embossing folder, the top half of the embossing folder, the part that has Stampin' Up on it. I rolled a brayer with my pebbled path. Then you just lay this down on top, and it kind of clicks in. Hear that little click? Just enough so it's not moving. Then you're going to lay your paper down on this side and shut the door like that. And run it through, hinge first, and you get a whole bucket load. Each time you run it through, you get all these sentiments. So I just keep adding them to my pile here. And so that's what I'm going to use. You can, like I said, you can use the sending thanks with much love too. So what I looked at my circle and I thought, well, what's going to fit in there pretty nicely is the thank you. And the thank you gets caught just a smidge, but it's not bad. And I had another sample here. Let me see where that went to. Oh, here, with the thinking of you. The thinking of you fits nicely. Sending thanks and much love. And then a get well would fit nicely too. And what a nice get well card that would be. And then you could say, well, not sending thanks so much love, but thinking of you here. Not that one. Where is the one that had, oh, thinking, what a dummy. Thinking of you always. So if you put get well on the outside, you could have thinking of you always. So I think that's what I'm going to do tonight, is use the get well. And what we're going to do is use some pumpkin pie, which I put away. So I'm going to just use, I'm going to just use a little bit of petal pink. Actually, you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use, because my pumpkin pie is downstairs for my class that's coming up. And I don't want to run downstairs. So I'm going to use peach pie. Because you know what? What's the difference, right? Peach pie, pumpkin pie. Okay. So I've got that. Let me put that one there. And this one here. And set that off to the side. So let me get my orange. So again, you can just, because then you can reuse this. You can reuse that. You can pick it up with a blender brush or a blender pen, I mean. And so just enough. I don't want to color the whole thing. I just want enough to add a little something something behind it. All right. So if we do that, and we've got our get well, we'll pop that up. I think this is going to turn out really nice. So I think I need to cut up dimensional in half though for this part right here. There. Easy, easy. Oh, that looks swell. All right. Let me put that aside. So now let me bring back in my card, and this is going to go right in the middle, and I did not pop that up. So I'm going to, and the reason I didn't pop it up is the get well's already popped up. So I'm not trying to get, I'm going to open that to center it. I'm not trying to get anything caught. And I'm not really trying to poke anything through the window. I'm just trying to have it so when it mails flat, it looks like that. And then when you open it, you've got your things going on here. All right, so now you're going to take, so each packet will have several doodads, all cut from the designer paper. And you can pick whatever one you like, the birds. You might end up with an extra bird because I don't know which birds you wanted. So, and I'm going to pop these up. I think that's going to look really great. And this one here. Now for this one, he's going to overlap a little bit. So make sure you don't put a dimensional on the part that overlaps. So I like to just put it right by the circle. So if that's going there, then I need one right here. There. All right, this card is almost done, guys. Oh, isn't that so pretty? This is going to cheer up whoever needs a get well card. Oh, look, I've got the bird right there, too. I didn't even know that. But that's okay. I mean, you can cover it up if you want. I might do that just because it will look funny if I don't. So I have that. Now for the inside. You've got these pieces here. So let's see. I want to have the Thinking of You Always right here. And I'm going to do it in Pebble Path, because that's what I inked this embossing folder, and it's also a coordinating color in the pack. Let me check that on a piece of the scrap paper here. Oh yeah. Sometimes it looks messier, and then when it goes to the paper, it looks fine. Oh, you know what? Holy cow, I almost did the wrong one. That was supposed to say thinking of you always, and it did not. So where did that stamp go? I didn't put it away. Nope. And it's not in my washi bin. Where did you go? Okay, my space is not that big that I can lose a stamp. Let's see here. I checked in my box. I don't have it there. There it is. Under my trimmer. Okay, well, I'm glad I noticed that. All right. Oh, what a nice Get Well card. Okay, so now I'm going to, let me shut this up before we have a disaster. And now I've got these birds here, so I can do that. I can do this up here. And I can do this on my envelope and just do it on the back flap. You know, kind of like that. That would look nice too. So that's what I'll do with my extra one. So I'm just gonna add some adhesive and stick these down. And I think it just makes that inside piece when you add these little corner doodads. And all of these are cut from the one piece of the 12 by 12 paper, which is right here. So all of these birds and the pine bough, the floral, and you got pine cones too. All of the birds came from this one piece. And I cut it out with my scanning cut. Kim would be so proud of me. All right, so there's that. But I think we need a little bling. I didn't put bling on my other cards. So here's my package of bling. I really need to use some of the green up because I haven't used any yet. So I think, do I want something up here? I don't know if I want it on the Get Well. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Oh, it balances. I'm gonna do 2 up there and 1 right here. I don't know, do you guys like that on the Get Well, or should I take it off and put it somewhere else? All right, so these are my, so here's what it looks like with the 3 different, and some different birds too on the front. These 2 have the same, but this one's different. This one really went in that spot really well. And then I've got thank you, and then I've got different birds on the inside, thinking of you, and the Get Well. Really nice. And here's my other cards. Now, if you didn't like, I did do this one without the coloring too. So you don't have to do the coloring if you don't want to. So that's there, and then sending thanks and much love. So like I said, these packets will be sent to you the first week of the month following the offering. So this is for September, and the host code that you need to use with your order is right here. And it's also on my blog and my newsletter, and in the description of this video, you can see what the host code is. So this is valid through September 30th, and then I will, send out these packets to everyone who's ordered $40 or more during the month, and they'll come just like this, so it won't be expensive for me to mail. Now, as an added perk, if anyone orders $75 or more, you will get this and your choice. Well, maybe not your choice because I have to order ahead of time, but the embellishments that go with this, which are, where are they? The gems. The gems. I had them and I set them down. So let me just, sorry. The gems. Whoops, Craftalange. So these gems, if those are not available, then I will substitute with the linen thread. So you'll either get, if you order $75 or more, you're going to get the card clasp for free, and you'll either get the linen thread or the earth tone shimmer gems, depending on what's available at that time. And then in October, we'll do another card class with another special. So I hope you enjoyed the cards tonight. Again, here's my host code for this offering. Oh, I wanted to show you the scrapbooking, if you don't mind. Hang on 1 second here. I've got it right here. I just wanted to show you what I bought for the craft fair. So this scrapbooking brochure, if you email me, I can send you a copy. Oh, look, that was nice. I stapled 2 pages together of the same. Okay. So someone's missing their front cover. So you've got your reindeer memories, which coordinates with the reindeer paper, which is, oh, here's the shimmer gems. See, I put them somewhere safe with something else on top of them. Here's the reindeer paper. It coordinates with that. Fun stamp set that you can add on. What I like about this is you can get the kit, or you can buy a la carte. I like that they let us still buy, even if you didn't want the kit. You know, if you're not a scrapbooker, but you want the pieces, like the two-toned cardstock. Yay! All right, so Snowy Day goes with the one with the penguins. The Halloween one I did get. I wanted this paper, and I also liked, oh look, and they showed, this is Potions and Spells. That's what I got the dies that I'm making my Halloween treats with. Am I missing a page? I think I am. I'm missing one page that shows, yeah, I went from 10, 11, 12, 14. So I'm missing page 13. But it has the two-tone cardstock in purple, black, lemon lime twist. Oh no, granny apple green, pool party, and pumpkin pie. So I ordered some of that because I'll use that for, you know, cards. And then this is the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking kit, which is really very lovely. Ah, look at that. See, I got to take this apart. So this is what I ordered. I got the designer paper and the two-tone Halloween paper. Gee whiz. All right. This is what I'm trying to show you. This stamp set, Autumn to Remember, Bountiful Blessings and Crisp Autumn Days. I mean, I'm in New Hampshire, so it's going to be apple picking season. In the fall, we have beautiful fall foliage. It's got the leaves. It's great. But Bountiful Blessings is perfect for the craft fair, which happens before Thanksgiving. And I can do my blessings mix, which is like a pouch of different things. I'll have a recipe for you when I get it ready to go. And then I got the scrapbooking paper and the two-tone. But that Bountiful Blessings, for anybody that hosts Thanksgiving or goes to Thanksgiving and needs a little party, a table favor, not a party favor, Bountiful Blessings, that would make a great napkin ring. Really nice. So I'm so excited about that they're bringing scrapbooking back. I've missed it. I scrapbooked. I stopped when they stopped. So I have lots of unfinished pages, like everybody, right? Oh, hi. Thank you all for popping in. Rosie, thank you for your compliment, and Kim, and Janet, and Christina, Carolina. Thank you all so much, and reach out to me. My email is backyardstamper@gmail.com if you have any questions at all. And I will certainly answer them for you. So have a great rest of your night, everyone. Take care.